This is Jackie, and I'm back with you from out of the cloakroom. I wanted to give you another excerpt from that new book, Urban Tales of the Bible Stories with a Contemporary Urban Flair, Part 1 by T.S. Holder. Now, this is coming from Genesis 19, and everybody knows that chapter as the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, T.S. Holder has titled this chapter, Lot's Nosey Wife and His Two Just Nasty Daughters. Well, the story picks up after the two men, or the angels, accept Lot's invitation to stay at his house, and the men of the city came to Lot's door to gang rape the two men. So here we are. After Lot heard what wicked words the men were speaking to him, he went outside to try and talk some sense into these demons. We all know that you can't talk sensibly to demons. The only thing that they understand is what? The name of Jesus, fasting and praying. But Lot tried anyways. He stepped out and slammed the door behind him to get the crazy men's attention, and he began to plead with them, saying, Hey, my brothers, why? Why would you want to gang rape these men? That's evil, vile, and disgusting. Please get off my property, keep it moving, and leave me and my guests alone. I'm begging you not to do this. Lot thought that since they weren't leaving, he needed to offer them an alternative to raping the two men, so he said, Now, I know that you've seen my two pretty daughters around town. Well, they're virgins. What if I bring them out to you instead of the two men and let you have your way with them? You can do whatever you would like to do to them instead of these two men. How's that sound? I ask that you forget about the two men because they are my guests and under my care and my protection. On the other side of this, I just know that you don't want me to call my Uncle Abraham. You do remember what happened to King K when he attacked me and took my possessions? Yeah, I thought so. He chased him down, and he did what he does. Now, you just sit back and think about that for a moment. Lot's daughters overheard what Lot, their father, said to the men about them. The oldest daughter said to her younger sister, Girl, did you hear what father just said? He told all of these men that we're virgins and that he would give us to them to do what they wanted to do with us. He said because the two men were under his care and protection. Well, aren't we, his daughters, under his care and protection? I guess we know how he feels about us. Well, fast forward. The angels escorted Lot and his family out and told them to go to the mountain. The angels were very specific and said, Do not look back. Well, Lot's wife was a very nosy woman and had a short memory because she forgot that the angels told them not to look back. So between being nosy trying to see what was going down and her short memory, as she followed behind Lot, she looked back. And the moment she looked back, she turned into a pillar of salt. She was frozen in place like a statue and became a salt lick for horses. Hey, she was warned, but she let her nosiness bring a bitter end to her life. Even still, that was hard for Lot and his daughters to see this and to lose her after the angels had been so kind to rush them all out of the city to safety. That was a great loss, especially since the other people they knew would not heed Lot's warning to leave the city and were destroyed. All that they had was each other. After all of the destruction, Lot left Zoar, the small village, because he was afraid of the people there. It seems that Lot makes bad choices when it comes to places to live. He never went to see what the small village was like, just like he did when he moved his family to Sodom. He and his daughters went to live in a cave in the mountain. Isn't that something? Lot went to live in the very place the angels told him to go in the first place. Well, there was nothing really to do in the mountains, and living in a cave was certainly no fun. There was no one there but Lot and his two daughters. There was no internet, cable, or jailbroken fire stick, so the girls were antsy and had idle minds. Their minds were so idle that evil thoughts entered, started to control them, and they just went with the flow. It wasn't too long after they settled in the cave that the older sister said to the youngest, You know what? We are virgins, and there are no men anywhere in this entire area, so we can't get married and start a family like everyone else. And our father will soon be too old to have children. Do you remember that he was willing to give us to that crazy demon mob? Yeah, he even told them that we were virgins and that they could have their way with us, do whatever they wanted to do to us. I didn't understand how he could offer us up like that. So let's get him drunk with wine, and then we will have sex and have our way with him. That way, he can suffer what he was going to let those men do to us. And most importantly, we will be able to have children and keep the family going through having sex with Daddy. OMG yuck. Do you think that the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah had rubbed off on Lot's two daughters, and that Satan was exacting revenge on Lot for not letting those two men come out so that they could be gang raped and destroyed by the crowd? So later on that night, after they had given Lot a wonderful dinner and too much wine, the two wicked daughters carried out their plan and made sure that their father Lot was out of his mind drunk with wine. That wasn't hard to do because Lot was in his feelings about losing his wife and about having to go to the mountains to live. The older, evil-minded daughter went in and had sex with her father. She did all manner of things to him to exact revenge. Lot was too drunk to be aware of having sex with his daughter. He didn't know that she got into his bed or when she left. He had to be awfully drunk not to know that he was sleeping with his daughter. The next morning, the older daughter said to her younger sister, "Girl, I had sex with Daddy last night. I got him really drunk and did all kinds of things to him. I'm sure that I'll get pregnant after that. I propose that we get him drunk, really drunk again tonight, so that you can go in and do the same thing that I did last night. I will coach you on what to do, okay? That way we can both get pregnant by Daddy and start our own family." So once again, and for a second night, the two wicked daughters got their father, Lot, drunk with red wine. This time the younger daughter went in and had sex with him and did to him what the older daughter showed her to do. Just as with the oldest daughter, Lot was so drunk that he did not know that he had slept with his younger daughter. He did not know when she came to his bed or when she left. How drunk was he? What in the world did they give Lot? Sounds like some seriously strong wine for him not to know that he was having sex with his own daughters. Yes, this is incest. And as a result, and as planned, both of Lot's daughters became pregnant. That's just too nasty. They were pregnant by their own father. Wow, wow, wow. What an excerpt that was. This chapter, I'm telling you, as my daddy says, is something t'other. So go out and get your book, Urban Tales of the Bible, Bible Stories with a Contemporary Urban Flair by T.S. Holder. You can pick it up on Amazon.